I see that. Tractor drifting. The new sport of tractor drifting.
It is so icy underneath here.
You could try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody and stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy ends break through the chains, go free me.
Well, we're back. What we really had to do is wait for Mike to grow his hair back, and had some success with that. So today we are working on this 1965 Massey Ferguson. It's a little bit different for the channel, but a lot of the concepts are going to apply because this is still a gas engine. And what we are doing is we're going to just show you how to diagnose internal engine problems. At least hopefully that's what we're going to do.
Yeah, this thing dropped significant horsepower over the last year. We had the mechanic out several times and he said, I have done everything I can do. There's something wrong inside.
Right, so we're going to see if we can take a couple basic tools, figure out what's wrong inside, and then fix it for relatively
not very much money.
Not very much.
I was surprised.
I mean, one of the options is to replace the engine. We don't want to do that on a tractor. That's a big job. But if it's just a matter of pulling the head and maybe, you know, doing some valve work or something, then that's doable. We can do that, I think.
Especially not on a tractor that's signigately older than us. Or at least somewhat older.
Okay,
it's like 2 or 3 years older than us.
No. We don't want to talk about that. All right, let's get into this. All right, we got Mike there taking the spark plugs out of it. That's where we're going to start. We're going to see how much compression this thing has left.
At least we picked a nice warm day for it. It was like plus 10 2 days ago.
That's Celsius.
Yeah.
Which is about, what, 55 Fahrenheit?
Oh, less than that.
Is it less than that?
Yeah, 32 is 0.
Yeah.
40, 45, something like that.
Oh, no, it's warmer than that. It's got to be 50. It's gotta be
well,
50.
now it's
yeah.
minus 20, 24.
Yeah, that's colder.
Frickin' freezing in here, Mr. Bigglesworth.
And then, of course,
that's below 0 Fahrenheit.
Yeah,
that's all that matters.
It's going to be back up to 10, so
yeah.
Just picked a great weekend.
Yeah, well, at least we got a heater in here. You can probably hear it going in the background. But we're going to get the plugs out, and we're going to start with a compression test. Okay, well, we've hit our first building full pop. I did not bring the compression tester, Mike. I thought I did because I've got the kit, but I must have been using it on something else. So we can't show you the compression test on the tractor. However, we have done one. We know all the cylinders are making compression, but the one cylinder is a little weak. Why is it weak is what we're going to find out next. And if you want to see how to do a compression test, well, I'll put a link to one of my other videos where I have done compression tests, and you can go watch that one, and I'll show you how to do it. What we're going to do now is we're going to do a cylinder leak down test, because that's going to tell us way more information than just the compression test. I think on the compression test, cylinder number 3 was the weak one. The other ones were actually still pretty good, which is really impressive for how many hours are on this tractor and how old it is, and it's actually a fairly healthy engine. So we're going to see if we can figure out what's causing that low compression on cylinder 3. So the first thing we're going to do is, now that I've got all the plugs out, I'm going to take my thumb and I'm going to put it over, or one of my fingers, and I'm going to put it on the number 3 plug hole, because what we need is we need this cylinder to be making compression. It needs to be on its compression stroke, top dead center. So that means both valves closed, and the best way to do that is just test for that little puff of air. Go ahead. Bounce up. That's sucking my thumb in, so nope. Go again. Again. There it is. Oh, we just went past.
Okay.
So
back it up
we'll back it up a bit by hand, and then we'll find that top dead center point. I'm going to insert something in the hole here so that we can feel the piston going up and down. We got Mike underneath the tractor there. He's having fun, aren't you, Mike?
Yeah, I can't even figure out how to get my fingers in here. Okay, there we go.
Yeah, we're right in there someplace. Yeah.
You'd think with no fairings or anything, it would be easier.
You would think so. Is that helpful or is that worse? Oh, look at that. I can see good. Can you see good?
I'm curious as to how I could get my arm in there last time.
Yeah. I mean, socket.
The socket? Get it in from there? I can't even see where I'm supposed to go.
British.
Oh, I'm way too low.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm in the wrong spot. That makes more sense.
You're in the wrong time zone, man. You weren't even close. Okay, there we go.
Now,
and then you
this.
put that through the hole there. Yeah.
There that makes more sense.
Okay.
Now, which way are we going?
Well, I'll let you know. We'll see if the tool goes up or down. Hey, hello, focus. There we go. I'm going to lower the camera down so they can see what's going on here. Okay, Mike, go ahead and turn that, and let's see if this goes up or down. Oh, okay, it's going down. Go the other way. Yeah.
I wonder about that. It's too bad, because that's the way I can pull it this way. I don't know if I can. Oh.
There it goes. Whoa, whoa, slower. Slower but faster. Okay, slower. Oh, I think we're there.
Okay.
Okay. So what we were looking for is we're looking for it to hit the dwell point where the piston comes up, stops, just hangs for a little bit, and then starts traveling back down. That's our top dead center on our compression stroke, hopefully. So now we're going to hook up our tool. This is very similar to a compression test. Same sort of concept. I think it went,
Yeah, I went about
like that last time.
steering arm.
There we go. So the purpose of the cylinder leak down test is to determine where the fault lies. So what's going to happen is you're going to have your cylinder top dead center. Theoretically, both valves will be closed, pistons at the top. We're going to introduce some air to it, and then we're going to gradually crank up the pressure. Now, if there's a problem, let's say it's an intake valve problem, what you're going to get is you're going to get air coming out of your intake. It's not sealing properly, and you know it's the intake valve. If it's the exhaust valve, it's going to be coming out of the exhaust. If it's your rings, you're going to get blow-by out of your oil dipstick tube or possibly your breather. So let's crank the pressure up, see what happens. All right, we've got our gauges here, and we're going to hook it up. Maybe. There we go. Now we're going to introduce some air pressure, and we're going to keep an eye on the fan. If the fan moves, that means we didn't quite get it right.
Right, it's pushing the engine, trying to turn the engine over, right?
That's correct. Well, why is this so tight? Oh, there we go.
Whoa.
See that?
Thinking about it.
Yeah, so we're going to have to
Redo that?
redo that. Okay, this time we got it. So we're going to crank the pressure up. We can see that it's holding pressure. And now we can start hearing. I think we're on the exhaust stroke. See if there's air coming out of the exhaust.
No.
No?
Out of the intake, I think.
Not out of the intake.
Oh, it's pushing out of the other
Is that
cylinder.
coming out of the breather here?
Out of the other cylinder or no?
Yeah, no, it's coming out of this breather right here. Plug the breather, see what happens.
Oh no.
Yeah.
I guess it's coming from there.
I guess the rings are bad.
Oh, that sucks.
You got a little bit of,
well, at least you know I did some work.
yeah, okay. So that's what we call blow-by.
That sucks. So that means it's not valves and it's not an easy fix.
That's right, we're getting into the block and trying to fix the rings. We can still pull the head off, see what we have.
But it's not looking good at this point.
No, not okay, this thing's got a fair bit of weight to it.
Yeah, that's shot out of
And
there.
it shot it out of there, so that is a significant amount of blow-by on the rings.
And do you think it's just on the one?
We can check the other
Not
cylinders
necessarily.
and see.
I guess it doesn't really matter at this point, does it?
No. Okay, we're going to start by getting the fuel tank off of this. So we're draining the fuel out. We just set up a funnel system. I took our sediment bowl off. We're just going to let that drain out until we've emptied the tank out as much as we can. And we'll get to taking the tank off so we can get access to the valve cover in the head. Mike, let's see if we can get that fuel tank off.
Okay. Still got something in it. Should we tilt your end?
But no, the fuel shut off.
Let's see. Gotcha. Yeah. Oh, this one's even tighter.
It comes out way
Oh, that's
easier.
it easier? Yeah.
Look at that. Take all the hardware out. They don't. Alright, we're starting to get some access here. So you can see our valve cover here. This is the breather stuff was coming out of. We get this heat shield out of here, the fuel tank. We'll maybe get this heat shield out if we can. And we'll pop this valve cover off and see what we got. Took the pan head screws out with the common. That's what's used to hold the valve cover on. That's kind of interesting. Let's pop this off, see what we got. Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah. All right. Okay. I have no idea what any of that is.
Well, you sounded good for a while there.
Well, we got our rocker shafts and our rockers and it all.
Is there any culprit-looking things in there?
Yeah, it's really oily, but it's kind of clean. We got some gunk and stuff here. Not too bad. I don't see anything obvious. What we can do is we can start grabbing valve springs, give them a twist, and see if any are busted or anything like that.
Right.
But since we're having pretty decent compression on some of these cylinders,
That number 3, this valve, whichever that one is, that is quite dirty, hey?
yeah, it could be that the seals are gone in there and it's been blowing by for a while.
Yeah.
Which I suspect is the case since we're getting a fair bit of air coming out of the breather here.
Right.
You can see that's just there's your breather slots right there.
Oh, yeah.
So what's happening is we're getting air into here.
Okay.
There's only 2 ways that can happen. So number 1 is it can be coming by the valve seals.
Right.
Pressurizing up this area.
Right.
And when we plugged the breather, it forced it down into
Forced
the
it
galleys,
down.
which popped out our dipstick too.
Right.
Number 2 is going by the rings,
Right.
pressurizing up the oil pan.
Okay. So we're still not dead yet?
We're not dead yet, and it's forcing the air back up through the galleys, the drain galleys, into the valve cover, which is what's caused the air to come up. So it could be the valve seals leaking, or it could be that the rings are leaking. Okay, we've got the rocker assembly off, and we've pulled the push rods out. And you can see a fair bit of gunk on this number 3 valve, which indicates it might be having some blow-by where the other ones are fairly clean. Mike's over there taking the intake and the exhaust manifold off. Oh, look at that. Not taking it. He's almost got it off. But let's go have a look. So, we've got our rocker assemblies here. You can see the little cups down there. We're going to try to keep them paired up. And then we've got our push rods, and we've got them labeled. So we know where it goes. We are going to be probably changing the lifters, but we want to try to keep wear patterns as close as possible and match them up to our rockers and stuff like that. So look at that. That new hair's, it's impressive.
It's helping.
It's helping. There we go. We're very close to getting the head off. Okay, we had a little incident with thermostat housing here. We're going to have to get that out later, but if that's the worst of our problems, so be it. And we're getting the head off. We've got the intake manifold is off, the exhaust manifold is off, our rocker shafts are out, our push rods are out. We've cracked these bolts here loose, and we're going to start in the middle, and we're just kind of going to spiral out like this. Go for it.
I don't like that.
No, it's not the right size, I don't think.
Well, it's 5/8, but it's got this fat edge on it.
Yeah, let's not do that. Alright, we took our cylinder head off. We don't see any obvious damage to this piston. This has a lot of carbon on the gasket here. So does number 1. But no obvious signs of damage on that piston. We can rotate the engine through and we'll see if there's any scoring on the cylinder walls. And Mike's got the head over here. What we're going to do is we're going to get the spark plugs in it, and we're going to dump some mineral spirits in here, and we're going to see if it leaks out, just to see if we have any problems with our valves. Alright, so we can see we've got some scoring on the cylinder wall there, and I can catch my fingernail on that, so I think that cylinder is shot. That confirms what our leak down check was telling us when it blew the dipstick tube out of the crankcase. So yeah, that sucks. But just in case, what we've done is we've also put some solvent in our combustion chamber with our valves, and if it leaks past the valves, we'll know about it. Now we use solvent because it's thinner than water and it'll leak through easier. So if we get fluid coming out of our intake port, then we know our intake is leaking. If we get it coming out of the exhaust port, then we know that's leaking. If we get it coming out of either one of these ports plus underneath the head, then we know the seals are bad as well as the valves leaking. So far it seems to be doing pretty good, so I don't think we have an issue here. I think all our issues are in that cylinder. Alright, we've left this sitting overnight, and well, that's kind of the final nail in the coffin for this engine, isn't it, Mike? Because that cylinder head is sealed up pretty good, which means, yes indeed, that engine is toast. And there's a few options, and we'll discuss that in a minute. Well, alright, here's the conclusion. That engine, it needs some work. So there's a few options. One, we can pull it and just replace it. That's probably the easiest option. Two, we can replace the whole tractor. Honestly, that's the easier option.
Yes.
And then there's the new pistons and rings in it. Unfortunately, I don't have pistons and rings oversized for this block. Can get a sleeve, but that's a lot more work. It ends up being a lot of work to repair this actual engine. It's just not worth it for the tractor, unfortunately. So in this particular instance, I think we failed.
Yeah, probably time for a new tractor.
It's probably time for a new tractor. I know, money no object, that would be our preference. It would be, yeah, let's just replace it. That's the easiest for us. But well, Mike, we just slapped it back together, and I mean slapped it back together because this engine's toast. So let's see how we did, though. Like, just throwing things back on, what happens? Let's see if it'll fire back up.
Choke it a bit.
Yeah. There you go. It's not running any worse than when we took it apart.
No,
So.
we couldn't make it worse. Anyways, now we have to figure out what to do with it.
Yep.
Anybody need a 4,000 pound paperweight?
Yeah, it's a little bit better. Do I look cool? Am I good? Are we rolling? Oh, why didn't you tell me we were rolling? Okay, now I'm going to look like a fool. Thanks. Edit that out.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, so here we are. We're with the tractor. Now, these are a little bit like airplanes in that I didn't know this. I'm being honest with you. But you can replace the sleeves. Now, on an airplane, you can replace the whole jug, they call it. It's this whole cylinder. You pull it off, put a new one on. So you basically re-sleeve it. You got everything's back in tolerance. Put some pistons, rings in there. Way you go, brand new engine. Very similar. Okay, Mike, since we're stubborn and we refuse to give up on this tractor, you can see we've got our head off, and we are going to pop that piston out. Because, we didn't show you this, but we've got the oil pan off. Yay! And you can see the bottom of the engine. Ah, there you go. Boy, it's much colder down here.
Yes, it is.
There's a little breeze. And we're going to take that rod right there, and we're going to push it up.
I suppose, eh?
Yeah, so I'm going to get my gloves on. You're going to take the camera. And, oh, look, you can see the camshaft. Fascinating. And I'm going to push that rod up, and we're going to get the piston out. So
It should just theoretically push straight up, right?
It should. It depends how much friction's on there.
Right.
But being as we had as much blow-by as we did.
Maybe not so
Yeah,
much.
let's go watch from the top, though.
You want to go video from the top?
Yeah.
There's number 3. 1, 2, 3. Oh, that was easy. I don't know if you...
How far up
It just cleared. Okay, rings are out.
should be able to pop that out easily now.
Yeah.
There you go.
So we did. Well, basically fixed. I guess we should probably turn in, eh?
Yeah, that sounds like a good place to stop. Okay.
Now this, we come over here, pull the piston out. You see we got this sleeve, and we can just, you can see that right there. And we're just going to take a block of wood, and we're going to beat this thing out of here. Or we're going to attempt to anyways.
Yep.
And if we get that out, maybe we'll stop there tonight.
Yeah, well,
That'd
proof
be a
of
good
concept,
place.
that'd be
Proof
great.
of concept. And we do have replacement ones.
Yeah, we ordered it from a tractor supply place that I was pretty surprised. Just went, hey, yeah, of course we have parts for a 60-year-old tractor. Why wouldn't we?
Yeah, so that's the O-ring that goes under the sleeve right there. That'll seal the cylinder to the block. At least that's my guess.
That's a piece of blue cardboard.
And they were nice enough to put the piston and the ring in here so they didn't get damaged during shipping. But there you go. There's a replacement sleeve piston. We'll show you a better look at this.
And the rods are going to be easy to pop in, you think?
The rods are a floating rod, floating pin.
We'll be using the old ones?
Yeah. So we're going to take the clips out of the piston. Here, I'll show you. These are funky looking rods, actually. Let me take a look. Kind of interesting how they're cut.
Yeah.
So they do have the clips in here. You'll pop these spring clips out, and then we'll be able to slide the pin out, and we'll pop that off. Now we're going to want to be careful. We're going to make sure we keep all the orientation correct on how this piston goes and everything like that. So we don't want to mess this up too much.
Speaking of which, did we pay attention to which was the long side when we came on? So off to a good start then.
Yeah, well, we got 3 more to test that.
We'll forget then as well, I'm sure.
Yeah. So we'll try to remember that for next time around.
All right.
Well, I'm under here with a metal punch and a hammer.
All right.
Be careful because we don't want to mushroom the cylinder, and this is just to get it going. Once we have it going and it's flush at the bottom, then we're going to switch over to softer materials to make sure we don't mark up the block.
Gotcha.
So,
How much does it hang down past the block?
probably half inch.
Okay.
Or something like
Okay.
that, maybe.
All right, let's see if we can see it move.
Okay.
Yep.
Ready?
Yep.
And I am hitting at a little bit of an inward angle just to make sure that these are pretty brittle. It might break, but if it does, then we're not mushrooming it out, so we're not going to score up the cylinder wall as it comes out.
Great.
Better if we had like a solid nylon block or something. But
It's up a fair bit already. Oh, yeah.
yeah, it's getting easier to move now.
Yeah, I can.
Still got a little bit sticking through. Oh, we're getting close.
Oh, that one moved a lot.
Yeah.
Man, you hire a guy to do a job, and what does he? He comes and lies on your floor and does nothing. I mean, he does a little. Okay, you want to switch to a piece of wood now, or what?
Let's get this nice and flush first. We'll switch.
I see you want to get it up. Oh, I see. It's just that edge that's like it's past the edge of the head, hey?
Yeah. Now I can switch to softer material.
This. Oh, we need it to be thinner? Okay. We'll pause for station identification.
It's time for the secret weapon. Pry bar. Yeah. So what we're going to do is once we get this up a little ways, we're going to take a pry bar. You might have to take one on each side and kind of walk it up a bit. Careful not to mar up the head surface, the ceiling surface. And we've pretty much got ours up, so you're just going to walk it. There we go. Oh, there's some coolant coming out. Yay, found the water jacket.
Okay.
That'll pull out by hand.
Meant to do that.
Yeah.
All right, I'll go get a bucket.
Success. I got a little excited there.
Oh, look at the sleeve at the bottom of that.
There's the cylinder.
Interesting.
Right there. And then we can put the new one in.
So what's this?
Something.
All right, excellent. That's what I always hoped for.
Well, that might be where our O-ring goes, is right there.
Right.
I'll have to take a look. It came with instructions. We might actually read them.
I don't know. I think I threw them away already, actually.
Did we? Use them as fire starter?
Yeah. Okay, so this is the interior of this motor.
Yeah, that's the block right there.
And that's interesting. It's not solid. For some reason, I thought it would be a solid sleeve outside the sleeve.
Some are, some aren't, but this one's not.
Neat. Finally, we found a good use for the cylinder of this engine. If you are Canadian and over a certain age, you might get that joke.
Yeah, well, there's one other one they might get too. We're just going to put a little bit of duct tape on there, seal it back up. Good as new.
You're truly hitting all the Canadian ones.
There's our old sleeve. There's our new sleeve / cylinder. See the piston in there.
Yeah.
So we've compared the heights. We can see that looks, well, pretty darn close. Close enough for me anyways.
It'll definitely run.
Yeah, it'll run. And then matched them up this way. And I'm going to say that's close as dang is to swearing. All right.
And then these two grooves.
They get the O-rings. That seals the water passage.
So did the O-rings just get blown out in this one,
Well,
or
they're not
what?
blown
Or maybe
out.
they weren't. Maybe they're steel O-rings.
No, they're there. They're just flat.
They're just they're rubber.
Yeah, that's rubber.
Oh my God, that's compressed.
Yeah,
Nothing
it's-
left of it, eh?
Well, it's been in there how many years, under how many heat cycles?
60 and 1 million.
Yeah, something like that. So they're not, it's amazing that they actually hold up that well. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
So there we go. Yeah,
Proof.
proof of concept.
All right.
All right, there we go. We've got all the cylinder head here. We got the pistons there. Get all the cylinders out. Oil pump pickup there. So we're going to start going through this stuff. Probably take this to town, pressure wash it, get it cleaned up, and then we can start taking pistons apart. We've got everything organized. So this is cylinder 4, cylinder 1, 2, 3. Everything, keeping everything organized and in place so we know which direction they go in. Get everything orientated properly when we put it back together. The thing we need to do is we need to get the crankshaft bearings out. And you're going to say, Mongrels, how are you going to do that with the crankshaft still in the tractor? Well, one at a time for one. So right now we're going to start with the hardest one. It's our thrust bearing right here. And you're going to take a cotter pin or cotter key, whatever you want to call it, something that's fairly mild, and we're going to stick it in the oil gallery hole of this crankshaft. And then we're going to turn our crankshaft. We're going to make sure that it's stuffed in enough. Well, this one might be too big. Three shots. Stuffed in enough that it'll catch the bearing, but it's not going to hit, it's not going to mark up our block here. And then we're just going to turn it through, and it's going to catch the bearing.
There it comes.
And it's going to push it out for us. Just like that. There we go. And then when we put the new bearing in, it's just the reverse. We're going to start it. Make sure, and here's a tip, pro tip, that you're pushing the tab side out. So you don't want to try to run that through. So that is one key point here. You've got your little notch here. You want to be pushing that away, not into the block. And so when we start the new bearing, we're just going to spin that around, put the new bearing on here. We're going to lube up the bearing surface, and we're going to just walk it back in that way. Simple as that.
Do you think that bearing was time to change?
This bearing is definitely time to change. I will admit this engine's crank's not really that good. We don't need this engine to last more than a couple years, so I think we'll probably be fine. We'll give it a bit of a polish and then carry on. And then when we're done, we'll pull our cotter pin out, obviously, and away we go.
Nice.
Get our assembly lube on the bearing, and we're going to try to feed this new bearing in there. We've polished up our crank a bit. Now, there's only so much we can do with that, but that's okay. So just get it started here. I'm going to find our crank oiling hole right there. That'll work for now. Just to get it started. Try not to get my glove caught in there at the same time. I think you gave me one of the smaller pins here.
Yeah, I wonder if it's different. I don't know where the other pins went to.
I've got them over here on this side.
Okay.
This one's a little bit thicker, so it might not go in as
I'll
easy.
be so happy to go around, eh? Yeah, it's got more material there, eh?
Bigger pins. Just gotta get it to start, though. Can't force it, though. We don't want to force it.
Just to push it out.
Yeah. Just make sure I got the tab on the right side. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I can see. Interesting.
So I don't know if it's which surface is messing us up. We might have to move the crank, try to get a screwdriver and shove it, because I think it's our thrust surface that's messing us up more so than the bearing itself.
I see.
All right, well, pause and then we'll look into this.
All right.
So what we ran into was our thrust surface was no longer aligned because we didn't have our thrust bearing in place. So we had to get the pry bar in here and kind of, you can see that the crank will move a little bit. I don't know if you can see it right now.
Yeah, it's now that it's locked in,
But
it won't.
that's what was messing us up. So as soon as we got the thrust surfaces lined up good enough, this bearing started. So we're just going to run it in now. If I can find that cotter pin went. Yeah. What we're going to do, just shove that in a bit.
There it goes. Starts to move.
See the bearing starting to go in, nice and easy. Now I'm going to take this out right now, and we're going to bring it back just a hair, just like that. Finish pushing it in.
Oh, look at that.
And we got our bearing in place. And we're good to do the bottom one now, and then we put the cap back on. Then we'll move on to the front one.
Nice.
Just like that. And that's your plastic gauge. We're going to make sure our
Pretty
bearing's
small.
really clean. Let's get a nice clean cloth on there and clean that bearing up really good.
This one's brand new.
Just wipe that out inside really good.
Film it instead of the floor, hey?
Yeah. That's a lot tighter than the old one.
Yeah, I bet.
Okay, so we want that lying across the cap like that.
Right.
You got bolts for this guy?
Yep.
We don't want lube on here right now because that will mess up our readings.
So do you want? There we go. Okay. Where's the other bolt?
Okay, so we're torquing the main bearing cap back on, 55 foot-pounds. Let me just double check that. Yeah, I'll go with that. And then we're going to just take it right back off. Now you can step torque it if you want, which we did. Ran it up to about 25, and then we did 55. And now we're going to take it back off. We're going to see how squished our plastic gauge is, and that will tell us how much bearing clearance we have.
So would we like it to be not squished at all?
No, we want it somewhat squishy. We want about 2 thou probably.
How do you measure that? Just by experience?
Well, that's why,
Eyesight?
That's why we have the plastic gauge, and that's why it has the little hash marks on it.
Oh, I see. It's got markings on it. I
Yeah,
see.
and then we'll compare the squished gauge to the markings.
Gotcha. It's almost like they planned it.
Yeah, we didn't rotate the engine. You notice that. Now, to get the bearing cap off, you can use a dead blow, or you can put your bolt back in part way, kind of side load it like that. Straight off, and there's our
Oh yes,
right there.
that is. I would say that's quite squished.
Yeah, supposed to be.
Oh, okay.
So now what we do is we take our little material that we cut off. You see it's got markings on it that tells you how thick it is.
Where are you seeing? Okay, there we go. Yeah, yeah.
And you take this and you hold it up to what we have here. Compare it.
Let me hold that light for you so the camera can see.
Like I said, we want to be around or 2,000. That's where we want to be.
Okay.
I know this one's not going to be good. This is a bad example.
Right. So, but hopefully this will be the worst one. And the other
Yeah.
ones will be better than this.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is 2,000. Right? I said 20,000.
That's very. Oh, I get it now. I was expecting the plastic to come out. It squishes and then it tells it squishes how wide it is.
Yeah, and then we can kind of
Just
peel
wipe
the
that off.
plastic
I
back
gotcha.
off.
Yeah.
You can leave it on. Some guys leaves it on, but I mean I take it off. But we're looking at the narrowest we're kind of at 3 thou, and at the tightest we're at 2 thou. So that's lots of room for the oil.
For oil to get
It's
through.
not too tight, not too loose. We know that this is a bad journal,
Yeah.
but we're not going to replace the crankshaft on this. This isn't a full
Nope.
blow. This needs to last a few more years, so it should be fine.
So we wipe it up,
Yep.
lube it up, slap it on, call it a day?
Yep.
All right.
So the last thing we have to do here is we have to safety wire this. Now if you look back at this one, see that safety wire there? That's one way to do it. That's not how we're going to do it. What you need to make sure is that it's always pulling the bolt tight. So we know the bolt goes that way and we know the bolt goes that way. So I'm going to wrap the wire here and then we're going to get started like this. And I'll do some extra twists in a minute here. And we're going to run it all the way like that up to this bolt until our double twists get to that hole, and then we're going to loop it back around.
Interesting. That must have come from the factory that way, hey? Because I doubt very much this engine's ever been
So
apart.
that's about where we want it, right there. And then I'm going to take the pliers. Now these aren't the right pliers, but it's what we got. And we'll lock onto it right there and put some tension in it. I'm just going to tighten these up a little bit, and I'm going to do a bit of a loop like that, and one more and more, and then you'll see that this is now tight around the bolt head. So not really going anywhere at that point. Feed this through the other hole.
Didn't leave myself too much, did I?
No, you didn't leave me much to work with, but there's enough. Like that. Take this, and we want to try to make sure we pull that tight.
Right.
And you can see that this wire is pulling this bolt that way.
Yeah, right.
And this is pulling that bolt that way, so it keeps the bolt tight. And if one tries to back off, it pulls the other bolt tight.
Gotcha.
And what you'll notice I'm not grabbing the pliers down here because I don't want to leave a mark on the wire, because that makes a weak point in the wire.
Right. A spot for it to break eventually. Be a lot of vibration down here, I suppose, eh?
Yeah. So that's exactly why they did this back in the day. Now we got thread lockers nowadays that do most of this. A little bit of a whoop like that, and you can see it's nice and tight. It's
Yep.
not going anywhere. Because you got to be careful that we don't have the tail in the rotation path of the crankshaft. So I'm going to do a couple more twists, and we'll fold the tail over.
Do you clip it off or no?
Yep. So I'll just do a couple more twists, and then this is where I would probably use some needle nose at this point.
For what? Just to keep twisting?
Nope.
Oh, to clip.
So what we want to do at this point, and needle nose are better because they're not as thick.
Right.
I want to grab this and fold it back over like that.
Around the bolt kind of idea?
Yeah.
Okay. I do have needle nose if you want to.
Just do that, and that should keep it clear of the crankshaft.
Yep.
And now our bolts are locked and they're not going anywhere.
Cool.
The other option is to fold it back, probably even better, like that.
One done.
Yep. So that's all done. We'll move on to this front one and then the back one.
Front one has the oil pump on it, but that's just an extra. All right.
Okay, so now we're cleaning up the rod bearing connecting area. And so we've got our crocus cloth. It's a little finer than I was looking for, but this is about 2000 grit, which is really fine. You could probably do it with a little less than this. But we put the WD-40, wet up the cloth a bit, keep them from plugging up. And we're going to wrap it around the journal, the rod journal there. Get the old shoelace. Yeah, so you want to loop your shoelace around and then trap your sandpaper, make a nice circle. Kind of get your shoelace in the middle of it there. Can? No. Get the shoelace right in the middle of the paper. There you go. And then we're just going to give it the old twisty twist.
20 times or so, and then we'll check it and see how polished we are and go again if we have to. Just like that. Alright, we've cleaned out this really well. We took a little bit of emery cloth, cleaned up the surface, a little bit of Scotch-Brite, some brake clean. Don't want any debris in there whatsoever. That's where our sealing is for the new cylinder. And then down here, we've also cleaned down where the O-rings seal, all the way down at the bottom there. So we'll come over to our cylinder. I got Mike over here with the new cylinder. And what we're going to do is, because they didn't want things getting damaged and for things a little more compact, they put the piston and the rings in the cylinder for us. But obviously we got to get it out of there so that we can connect the connecting rod. So we're going to set it down on its shipping. And we're going to push the piston out, which is, it's going to be tight. There it is. More noise. It won't come out unless you make more noise.
Okay.
Don't break the rings. I might have to help. Oh, there you go. Getting closer. Just a few more of those. You can do it! You can do it! Maybe put it on the edge there. Yeah. There you go. Nice. Let's keep that aside. Okay, now we're going to put the O-rings in. There's 2 O-rings that came with it right there. I'm going to put them in the grooves here. Lube them up real good. Okay, we got our new O-rings on here. We got them lubed up really good. Now we're going to slide the cylinder in. So what I'm going to do is, you see the notches here, we're going to put them where the throws of the connecting rod go, so that you get extra clearance for the connecting rod as it comes around. So
Is there a notch on that or no? Like in here to guide you? No.
No.
You just put it where where you think it should be.
That might not be right, but I don't know. We've never done this before, right? We'll go look from underneath.
Okay.
Turn it a bit clockwise. Right, a little more, no, other way. Right there. Just the back of hair. Yeah, that should be good. Let's put some pressure on it. And get closer to it.
More.
Yeah, we'll probably have to. Oh, hey, you got to get there. Oh, way to go. Look at you go.
Oh.
I think that's it.
I sunk it down there. I mean, it could go a little bit more, but it's pretty clean. Okay.
Tap.
Tap it, tap it. Ouch. I'm going to stop that now. Okay, that went in surprisingly well.
That's what happens when we prep it well. Okay, we'll get a block of wood and we'll just tap it in the rest of the way. Should be good.
Happy?
I'm never happy, Mike. You know that.
I know, I just keep waiting for the day.
Okay, obviously our new piston does not have a connecting rod, so we're going to take the connecting rod off our old piston. Now these are marked, so when we do know what position, there you go, forward. And the new one's marked as well. Front. So we're going to match those up. So we got to take some needle nose, collapse this spring clip in here, pull it out. So these old style rings, we're just going to take some needle nose, undo this through the camera, squeeze, and boop, out it comes. There we go. We got everything lubed up because, well, there's always time for lube. And now we're going to test everything else. Again, when you're putting an engine together, it's very important to lube everything very generously. Like, make sure everything's going to be nice and slippy, and the assembly lube sticks around for a little bit, so it's good. So we're just going to grab our belt here, and it's like butter. Look at that.
Wow. Here comes the piston.
Look at that. It's almost like it's doing engine things.
I wonder if we should measure the clearance of those new, what did you call them, high altitude?
The high altitude. Yeah, I was thinking, well, we can throw the head on here and see if it lifts the head up.
We might have to. But that's really cool.
Yeah.
So
every time we change a bearing or put a rod in, it's a good idea to spin the engine over. Make sure it's not getting. It'll get a little bit tighter as you add more friction in there, of course.
Sure.
But it should still spin very freely. So that's what we're going to do. We're just going to continue on adding the bearings, adding the rods, and
as long as the engine still turns like that, we're good.
Right on.
Oh, Mike, what you doing, Mike?
Well, I think it's time to take this old piston off and put that new piston on and save the rod.
Okay.
Spare the child? Something like that.
There might be something like that, yeah. So we're taking the old retaining clip out. Okay. This is marked, right?
Yeah, this arrow is...
There it is, yeah. We got the arrow facing that way.
Probably turn it over here.
Yeah, you kind of need to do it the other way. You might have to take that one out,
We
though,
might have
because
to
of the design.
because it's too big. These are a little easier to deal with, though, hey?
Yeah, those ones are much nicer to deal with. Guys, sometimes the older stuff is just better.
Okay, now, this is up.
Okay, yes.
And this one can go...
We want to make sure we keep those rods orientated correctly. Now here comes the fun one, the new ones.
I got the clip out already.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Holy hot dog.
So it's one of these clips, and it's...
Yeah, they're a pain.
Yeah, well, having a better tool might have helped, too, but...
Hey. Oh, okay.
Having a better
Okay,
helper?
I thought you were talking about me again.
It's on the... there we go.
Oh, trying to point and shoot at the same time, buddy. Oh. Okay, where's our arrow here?
Oh, does this one have one?
Yeah.
Oh, it does, too.
Yeah, that one's got one.
Okay, so...
It's front. No, I think you had it the right way. Right? Is that what we want?
Arrow in.
Or is it the other
Well,
way?
that's backwards to what we did the other one.
Oh, did we get lost already?
We might.
Uh-oh.
We might have on the other one. Because the other one we put on like this. Because it didn't have an arrow, and we said this way is front.
No, that is front. That's right. So this is correct. That's going to be right.
So this is what we want
This is
here?
what we want. Yeah. So
Okay.
we got to
So
grease.
we'll grease up this one?
Yeah. Well, we'll know pretty quick if it's not right.
Yeah?
Right.
You'll go backwards when you try to go forward?
Nah, I don't know. It's well, I don't think the rod will go on at all, honestly. I don't know. Just put a little bit on the pin there, so it slides back in easier. Make sure you don't rest it on the rings.
Okay. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, that's good. We got the rod lined up properly? Probably not. Guessing by the way it's going.
You can tell by the way that it is?
Yeah.
There it is. All right. Here, hold.
Are you sure?
It wants to turn now.
Oh, yeah, there. Okay.
But not by much. Like, it does not too happy. Can I just tap on
Yeah,
this or no?
Very lightly. Go on.
Is it moving?
Make sure the rod's still.
Ah, there we go. Now it's moving better.
Is it swinging loosely? It's not tight? That's not bad. Okay.
Could use a little bit more goop, maybe?
Yeah. As long as we didn't watch out for the rings. Don't hit the rings. I got it here. Yeah.
And now, since we left the other clip in,
Yeah, it'll bottom out on that clip. That's why there we
we know
go.
where we want to be.
And just pop the new clip in there. Should be good. We might have that wrong. Yeah, we'll find out. I think we
Well,
do.
one of them, I think, is wrong.
But that that one might be wrong. That's all right. We'll just get more practice
We're
doing
just
this.
getting practice putting in clips. There we go.
All right, let's go see about putting this in the hole. Well, we've got the cylinder sleeves in the block, and we've got the pistons and the rods connected, and well, let's give it a turn, see what happens. Can you get in here and take a look? It's going to be a lot tighter than the old engine, but we've been checking it as we go, as I said, but we should be able to still, oh yeah, look at that. Yep, that's a lot tighter.
It's shiny.
We did throw it through a revolution already.
Yeah.
Maybe I can do it from the bottom. Probably not.
I don't know. It's pretty tight. It's pretty cool to see it all cleaned up like this, though.
Yeah. Okay, you ready?
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Can basically bench press the tractor.
Yeah, well, we're not using a ratchet and we're just spinning it by hand. If we had the ratchet.
I guess we could put a ratchet on the front. Eh? Oh, there it goes. Yeah. All right.
Yeah, you get the idea.
Yes, I do. I'm interested to see what, if anything, those are higher. It'll make it a higher compression, right? The
Yes,
bumps and the
yes.
pistons. That'll be interesting.
Yeah. That'll make it higher compression. Okay, so.
You want to look at anything down there?
Yeah, we can. We can show what we did down here. See our lock wire jobs and stuff like that. So we were able to get this off.
Yes.
And we got that. All the main bearings have been replaced in situ. We're just using our trick that we showed you earlier. We've torqued all the main caps down, lock wired them. Make sure everything's pulling tight. Which that one's not.
Well, this one wasn't super tight, but
Yeah, but it's pulling it loose. We're going to have to cut that.
all right. Well, we'll also just cut that out of the film.
No, I mean, I can admit my mistakes, but that's
That's backwards?
That's pulled that bolt loose.
Well then. So, one more thing to do.
Yeah, we're going to have to cut that one and redo it, which sucks. But it's better than not having it right and it backing the bolt off on
Loosening it
us.
off, yeah.
So we'll retorque that bolt in case.
Can we flip it to the other side in?
No.
No.
Because what
It's too tight.
Because right now what it's doing is it's trying to turn the bolt like that. Right, it's trying to turn it that way,
Yeah.
which is loosening. This side's right.
Yeah.
It's trying to turn.
No,
the
I
bolt.
just wondered about the top one, if we could flip it over to this side, because then it would be doing it the right way.
No, it's still because the tension's on the top
Too
here.
much tension, yeah.
We want the tension on the bottom.
All right.
But this is good because it shows an example of, yeah, it wasn't right. And so this
How to
one,
fix
you can see it's pulling the bolt that way, and this one's pulling the bolt that way.
Right.
So they're both pulling the bolts the right way. And the same with this one. This one's pulling the bolt that way. It's trying to turn
This
the
would be the easiest one to see for sure.
So this one's the easiest one to see, but you can see that it's pulling the.
Okay, so it goes through and comes around to the right.
Right.
Okay,
Right.
righty-tighty, okay.
Now, if we wanted to give it even more, we would have moved this over here, twisted it, and came around the bolt.
Gotcha.
Like that.
Yeah.
And it would have still been pulling, but this is still, bolts are pulling tight.
Yeah.
This one is not. That's bolt pulling loose. So we're going to have to get the side cutters, cut that, redo this.
Okay. Well,
Good thing-
meanwhile, I'll scrape all this off and get ready for the new
Yeah.
gasket.
So I'll get you to cut that off. Mm-hmm. And it's going to be a real pain to get this out of here, honestly. But we'll reposition the crank, make it easier for you, cut that off. You can clean the gasket. I'll get to work on the head while you're doing all that. And then if you want to give this a try, go ahead. If you don't, then I'll come mess it up again.
Excellent.
Yes.
All right. See you soon.
Okay, we're just working on the head right now. I've got some of the valves out, but I'll show you how I'm doing it here. So what we're going to do, you're going to put your valve. Okay, so we're going to get this on our valves. You're going to lock it down, center the valve. Sometimes they stick. You might have to give it a little knock on the first lock here. I'm going to keep your hands out of the way in case that decides to let go on us. Sometimes they do. Now you get your keepers out. Sometimes you might need a magnet. I didn't. We're going to release that slowly. Take our tool off, take the spring off, and you see there's a little seal on here that we got to get off. So we're just going to take our pick. We got new valves and seals and all that stuff, but we still try not to wreck things so we know how it goes back together. You won't be able to get out of the guide. A little bit of play in the guide there. I'll just pop that back on there, and I'm keeping everything kind of organized so I know where it goes. Get this next one off. Same thing. And let it go. Get the keepers out. Got new keepers too, so I'm not too worried about them, but just in case one decides to leave us. And we're obviously getting some oil pushing past our seals here, so There we go.
It's a good thing that we're doing this too.
Yeah, it's a good thing we're doing this. Like the valves did seal good, we did check that, but as they open and close, there's going to be blow by going, and it's going to be getting pushing some oil. So
And affecting horsepower?
no, not really. It's
Okay.
going to cause oil burning,
Okay.
some oil consumption, especially on startup and stuff like that. Common problem on GMs is when the seals go, you'll get that too.
Is this a GM product, do you think?
No,
Oh, okay.
but
Continental, I think it is.
this is a Continental, more related to an aircraft engine than anything.
Is that right?
You can see, look at that carbon buildup and stuff.
That's off the backside of the...
Yeah, that's from oil pushing by the guides.
Right.
So that thing's not sealing up quite right. So we'll get these out.
Do you clean it up and just put new ones in, or what's
Yeah,
the
we're gonna
process?
we're going to put some new guides in. We're going to put some new valves in. We're going to lap the valves so they match up to the seat and seal up really good. And put new seals in, and everything should be nice and tight and sealed up and run like a champ.
All right.
That's the hope anyways. We're going to replace the valve guides, and I'm going to show you how to do that in these heads. Here's the new valve guide right here. Now, you need very highly specialized tooling for this, right, Mike?
Apparently.
Yeah. So we're going to take our highly specialized pin punch. Fits down there nicely, just like that. And we're going to take our hammer. And we're going to get a different hammer.
That's excellent.
Now, for specialized tooling, get a hammer that the head doesn't fly off.
That's not a bad way to start in the morning.
Yeah, that's good. Oh, man. All right, let me go fix the hammer with a hammer.
Luckily, we have lots of hammers.
Okay, got a new specialized tool.
Sounded good.
That sounded good, didn't it? Well, there is a shimming washer. We'll just move that aside for now. Maybe. There it is. And it does, they are marked with this side up, so pay attention to that.
Okay.
So, there's the old guide. Let's not mix that up with the new guide.
I'll put it on the shelf up above.
So we're going to put that up here. Here's our new guide. Now, ideally, you want these sitting in a freezer overnight or something. Get them nice and cold. We're also going to take the torch. We're going to start our bench on fire.
Sure.
Going to put a little heat in the head. I shouldn't be holding on to that because that'll... Uh-oh. Okay, I think our bench is on fire, so we should be good. We poisoned ourselves. We forgot. We're dumb. We used the chlorinated brake clean when we were heating up the head. Don't do that. We realized it fairly quickly. It was like, whoa, clear out. But
So this has chlorine or opposite?
this can has the chlorine in it.
Yeah.
And we forgot that we got the chlorine because I did ask for non-chlorinated, but that's all they had was a chlorine.
Right.
And we're sitting here with our blowtorch going, ah, da, 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 da,
What's that funny smell?
Like, wait a minute. Oh, clear out, clear out. So, yeah, we just relied on the cold after that. It worked fine. We didn't have to heat the head up.
No.
So just to keep that in mind. And these are tapered both sides, so it doesn't really matter. We're going to take our pin punch. Yeah, I think our bench is on fire.
That's all right.
That's fine. We're just going to lightly tap it to get it started. Just tap it in. Just tap it in.
Just tap it in. Just tap it in. Give it a little tappy.
Once it's started, we can start giving it a good oomph. Now, using these other ones as a guide,
Yeah.
we're going to put that down to close to the same height. Now, these ones go through a little bit further than the good rule of thumb is we're going to flip the head over and see when this is flush.
Right.
So let's flip our head over. Look in our valve area here. And you see it's not quite flush yet.
Right.
So we're going to tap it a little bit more. I'm just reaching in from the other side and feeling where it's at.
Right.
Giving it a tickle.
Yeah, right.
Normally I say there's always time for lube, but not in this situation. These go in dry. Up a little bit more. Oh, that's getting close. I'm going to call that good.
All right.
Just like that. Boom, done. Now we can get our valve in there. Put a little bit of oil on the valve. Now this is the intake valve. It gets a seal.
I see.
We'll make it a mess. Now, I already locked these valves. I think we showed you that earlier. Oh, that's tight.
Yeah, better?
Yeah.
Good.
It's really tight. It's tight like a tiger.
Yes, you are tight like a tiger.
Then I got to clean up the spring and.
Where is the, is it a rubber?
Yeah, it's just a little rubber seal that goes into the groove here.
Oh, I gotcha. And I assume that comes with the kit?
Yeah, so it'll go, the seal will go on this bottom groove. Right there. And then the retainer will go
Oh, I see.
on the next
One of
groove.
each. Gotcha. Oh, the keeper.
The keeper.
Oh, I gotcha.
Good. Remembering terms. Ooh, I'm not a mechanic of the year yet, buddy.
Thanks, Jim.
I'll get this all cleaned up and get it installed.
All right.
Put the last of the valves together, and it's the exhaust valve. I just want to give you a little point. This has the topper that rotates, so we want to make sure that that's all cleaned up, and we're going to put a little bit of oil on there. And so the other one, the intake, does not rotate. It's just a flat top. Why I can't remember the names of these things right now, I don't know.
Okay, you can see we've lapped our valves. We get a good sealing surface. Not perfect, but when we're doing it at home like this, you can get cutters for this stuff, but they are expensive. We don't need to do that. We'll take our valve, we're going to lube up the stem a bit. Make sure everything's nice and clean and lubed up.
And this one does not have the little rubber ring, right?
Correct.
Intake does, exhaust doesn't?
Yeah, but the exhaust does have the spinning retainer.
Right.
Make sure our shim is on here, because that's important. Make sure our valve is seated correctly. Also important, or valve spring, sorry, seated correctly.
Did we learn that the easy way or the hard way?
We weren't that kind of the hard way, but we won't talk about that. We're going to get that on our valve. Compress our valve. Tuner. We're just going to put a little gentle, and we might have to rock a little, make sure that it's seating properly.
So just compressing the spring.
Just compressing the spring. Get our keeper. And make sure the tapered side goes down.
These tiny little guys.
Just going to make sure our tapered side is down. And we're going to release the pressure. Off. We're going to double check that. Don't put your face too close to it.
Yeah, it did
Just in
pop
case.
off once, didn't it?
Yeah, you sometimes do.
Hit the wall about 50 miles an hour.
Yeah. And then what we're going to do, final step, we'll have a look at each of these. Make sure it's nicely seated. And then we're going to take our rubber mallet and give it a
Bit of a xylophone going on. All right.
Okay, so we've confirmed that everything's seated, everything looks good. We're good to go. This head is rebuilt as far as we're going to rebuild it. We can get this back on the engine. If you ever get confused as to what's your intake and what's your exhaust, so you get your exhaust port, it's going to be the dirtier one, usually
of course.
square. Intake's the round one.
Okay.
So you can actually put your finger in there and put your finger in where the valve
I
goes.
gotcha.
And if your fingers touch, that's which port it is.
Gotcha.
So you can do that on this head. Not every engine you can do that, but in this one we could. So someone had this mixed up actually. When we took it apart, we realized that. So on this one we got exhaust, intake, intake, exhaust, exhaust, intake, intake, exhaust. But they had the retainer on they had the right valve, wrong retainer. So they were spinning their intake, not their exhaust.
And how much effect do you think that would have?
You probably wouldn't notice it too much, but it could lead to the valve getting hot and giving problems that way.
Right. Was it on number 3?
No, I think it was on number 2.
Yeah, that's interesting. Number 3 is the one giving us problems, eh?
Just give this a nice clean. Nice that looks.
That's pretty good. Looks pretty nicely rebuilt.
We'll just take. Got a little bit of oil in the cylinders, in the crankcase, and we'll just show you real quick that this thing spins out. Look at that, pretty nice. So everything's working pretty good.
Yeah.
We get the head on there. Now, when we get the head on here, we're going to put our gasket down. This doesn't have dowel pins. So we're going to put our gasket down. We're going to put the head on. We're going to line everything up. And then we're going to bolt it down loosely, and we're going to turn it over by hand.
Yeah.
Because we're going to put the push rods back in and stuff like that, so the valves are actuating.
Okay.
We want to make sure that with the valves open, we're still not contacting these pistons. 'Cause
Right.
remember, we did change the
Oh, yeah,
pistons to the high altitude. So we did change something. We want to make sure we're good. Bottom.
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 Oh, yes. So put that on top then?
Yeah.
All right.
Something like that. Put that there. Line everything up. Okay. That's shiny.
Yeah, that was really hard. I'll take credit for that one.
Oh, wait.
I'm glad I'm holding this camera instead.
I bet. Done. All right.
Pour some gas in it. Let's go.
Yeah, we'll grab some of the bolts and we'll get them lined up.
See how it goes.
Hey, we've got our cylinder head bolted down and torqued. We've got our manifolds on. We've got our rocker shaft assembly in, and we've turned everything over by hand to make sure we have no binding. We've put some oil in here now. Now we're going to hit the key and see what happens. You ready?
I'm ready.
We're going to look. Okay, let's watch this rocker. Make sure it moves. Yep. This one. Yep. This one. Yep. That one moved already. Everything's moving.
Yep.
And we're going to puff some air out of the cylinders.
Getting some compression.
Yeah, compression there.
Ooh, blew your thumb off there.
That's good compression.
Good, that's a culprit right there.
Okay, lots of compression. Try this front one again. Yeah. Okay, lots of compression there. I think we're good. We got no binding, no jamming up. We got compression. Everything's moving like it should. We can come in here and adjust these afterwards. They're supposed to have a little bit of play in them. But we can continue to put things together and see if we can get this sucker to run.
Mm-hmm. Then we got to break it in, I guess, eh?
Yep.
Cool.
Moment of truth. Let's see what happens.
All right.
She's probably going to crank a bit first. It's hard to tell if we got fuel flow or not yet, eh?
Yeah, I don't know.
Break the light!
We got a runner.
Look at that! Woo! Oh, look at that smile.
Cool.
Wait till we see your dad smile.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be nice. But we're going to check it over for leaks. We're going to wrap up the coolant system and all that. We know it runs. That's fantastic. Fired right up. Idled nice, honestly.
Yeah,
that was painless.
Just need to choke a bit.
Yeah. Is that what you did? Just give it a bit of choke and away she went? Yeah, look at that. Awesome. Okay, let's check for leaks, check everything over, get the coolant system hooked up, and then get this thing put together. Hey, Mike, so proper braking procedure is 1 minute at low idle, 2 minutes at high idle, then we got to take it out and drive it at like 2,000 RPM.
What do they consider high idle?
I don't know. I don't think that's high idle, but maybe 1,000. But
It only goes to 2,500, so.
yeah, that's pretty high then. Yeah. Let's try. Let's see if it even starts again. That's step number 1. Go for it.
So time it for 1 minute. Here we go. Okay, we got it on high idle for 2 minutes now. Move it under its own power. Take it out under load. Drive it for 5 minutes. Oh, there we go. Oh, and in typical Alberta fashion, it was all clear, no snow, and now we gotta go for a test drive. Yeah. I think Mike's having a bit of fun. I see that. Tractor drifting. The new sport of tractor drifting.
It is so icy underneath here that anywhere that you go, it just starts sliding.
Well, we do have temperature. We got oil pressure still. And the temperature's coming up. Awesome. The thermostat's probably open. So you let your dad drive it for a few minutes? Or you want him to do the other 10 minutes? Oh, we got to do it like 20 more minutes.
Okay, now we'll probably be in there.
Yeah.
Take a 10-minute drive out around. Your turn.
I don't know if I can do this.
Now, if you rev it up and pop the clutch, you'll spin the tires. It's so icy here. Crank it straight down. There's just a layer of ice underneath this fresh snow. So he's got to go do another 10 minutes to break it in. So off he goes.
There we go. There's our tailpipe down there. That's looking pretty good. Nothing much coming out of there. I think we're good. It's all good? Good. Okay, admittedly we might have mounted the tank a little bit wrong, so we're going to have to adjust that. But we've gone through, we've checked our oil, it's still looking good. We haven't made a milkshake, so it's not leaking the coolant in there. Remember, these are wet sleeves, so you got to check that. The other thing is the coolant came up to temp. We've got some different temp and pressure in here. The gauge is working good. So this thing ran really good. And surprisingly, even with the condition of that journal, it's got really good oil pressure. So, like I said, don't know how long it's going to last because we knew that journal was not great. But it's got new bearings in it. We should get a few more years out of it anyways.
Yeah.
But not bad for a weekend's worth of work.
Yeah. Yeah, you're saying did this in a weekend. That's pretty cool. Even if it doesn't turn out that it lasts very long, it was a really interesting experience. Seeing it go right down to like putting pistons in, and that's really interesting for me.
Well,
so
this is my first wet sleeve. Like, okay, my background as an aircraft mechanic, I have replaced jugs on aircraft engine stuff.
So that's similar?
Somewhat similar, but I mean, you unbolt the whole cylinder and the fins and it pops right off. So it's somewhat similar, but it was neat doing this because it's not something I experienced before either. I get the concept behind it, and I'm happy these were a wet sleeve, not a dry sleeve, because they might have been a lot harder to knock those cylinders out.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah. So it was nice to have the wet sleeve cylinders.
It was cool. I learned a lot about how an engine works, and a few new swear words from Brent.
Yeah, well, that happens.
All right, thanks, man. Thanks a lot for all your hard work. My parents are very pleased.
And if you guys like this video, or even if you didn't like it, ring the bell, subscribe, leave some comments, let us know how we did, and keep on watching for the next video.